some kind of way don't show up for graduation, it makes it look bad because the grantors already had went over and beyond to get you to this point. So if something is wrong, please let me know, like you got a flat, somebody called you and they holding you hostage. Please let me know, because if you miss graduation, this is one of the most important things for the grantors. We already know that we got a lot to do before you can actually get your Department of Labor certification, but I'm not going to hold it hostage. I'm checking to make sure. Some of us missing a lot of stuff, so I can't just give it to you, but I can graduate you, and then once you get all of your stuff in, I want to be fair. I want to make sure that we've been in, 10 months? I want to make sure that everybody get what they need. So it's no time to be silent. If you need help, say I need help. If you say, hey, this is a lot and I fell so far behind, let me help you, because it's been a lot. And it haven't been easy, but I think you guys have been troopers. We are going to have the graduation because the closeout date for the grant is June 29th. So we're actually going to have it June 29th at 4 o'clock. The church is called Cornerstone Church of Chicago. It's huge. So if you want to bring anybody, you can bring anybody. Just let me know, because they have the capacity to hold. I had my Creating the Millionaires graduation there, and they have the capacity to hold over 300 people, because that's how many people showed up for Creating the Millionaires graduation. If you choose to bring nobody, that's fine. It's your graduation. But if you get here at 4, you gotta tell your boss. If you need me to talk to him, you say, hey, I'm missing $100 worth of pay. Trust me, I will help you, because I don't want you to miss this. This is about your career. This is about your life. So if you have any problems getting there, please don't call me that day. Call me the day before. Call me the week before. If you need to stay somewhere closer, I will help you, because this is D-Day. Now, you could graduate and you won't get your certification, so you won't be able to take pictures and hold up a certification, because you won't get it yet until we actually complete. But the grantors want me to close out with a graduation, and I can work you guys for only a certain amount of time. And so if you need help, or if you say, hey, I don't know, I think we have, and we'll go over that today, we have like a lot. So if you feel like, you too far behind, or you so far behind, we have actually another cohort that you can catch up. Excuse me, that you can catch up. And I want to make sure that you can put it in my office. I want to make sure that you catch up, because I don't want anybody to go through these. We actually been almost 11 months. It's a lot, and then not finish. Did that make sense? So it don't make sense to go all of this long and then you don't get your certification. The Department of Labor certification, we call it the covenant certification, because once you get it in your hand, it shows that you train. It shows that you train, but here's the thing. Your boss, nobody can disconnect it but me. I don't want to ever, I've only had to disconnect 2 people's certification, and that was because they was out there doing something crazy, and it's always traced back to me. But if you ever need help, let me know. We have other opportunities. We have another apprenticeship program coming out called Community Health Workers. It is an apprenticeship. You can be trained. If you say, I don't want to go through all of the training, but I would like to work on it, you will get paid. I have a lot of opportunities that just hit me We have another opportunity with a high-profile entertainer, and they are into doing non-for-profit, and they have readily available money. So we were on the, I didn't invite you. I went to see them. They had a huge press release. We jumped on Zoom, and it is a $6 million deal, which I'm going to be working with them, and I would love for us to, even after you finish this class and if you're not taking any more classes, I would love for us to keep that relationship because we have a lot of, since I saw you guys, when was the last time I saw you? Monday? Mm-hmm. So since I last saw you Monday, we signed several deals. So I would love for you guys to come in. As a matter of fact, the high profile person will be back to Chicago, and we're going to sign more deals. And I would love, some of you, like I told them, that you're excellent in what you do. If you can assist them in training their people, you can assist them in doing the work. We just landed, I can't tell you the day, but I will tell you, and I will invite you if you guys want to come. But it's up to you. I won't force nobody. But God has just blessed me severely. I pray that you guys stick with us because this is a great opportunity. Not only will you be able to teach, not only would you be able to mentor apprenticeship, but I pray that you will actually work on the project. And so if your hands are working on the project will generate almost your lifetime, not mine, your lifetime of whatever you wanted to generate. It's just up to you. And so we hope that graduation don't be the end of us seeing you. If it does, we love you. If it's not, please keep calling me because, like I said, since I last saw you guys Monday, I've signed about maybe 8 or 9 deals, and I would love to put you guys in. Any questions up to that point? The other project, so I know it's a lot of homework, it's a lot of work, and one of the reasons why it was a lot of work because I actually made it top #1 construction school in the country, so I got to keep it 100. But I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed, so we do have a project that you can do for, I know, 15 years. So even if you want to do it part-time, even if you say, hey, I can't do it all the time, but I can assist you, then you good. As a matter of fact, we'll have grand opening. I do pray that you guys come to the grand opening. We'll have a lot of high-profile people. If you say, hey, I want to meet them, hook me up, I will. Just let me know what it is that you feel comfortable with and what it is that you want to do. So this graduation is important because you want to make sure that we're there on time. If you got to work, tell your boss you're graduating and calculate your pay. So if you make, $20 an hour and you're missing, 2-3 hours, or you make $30 an hour, you're missing 3 hours, I'll give you that because this is important. Did anybody have any questions? So we should be in line, ready to march at 3 o'clock. You're going to have other graduates, which is the business entrepreneurship apprenticeship.
3 o'clock or 4?
We want you there at 3. It's the graduation started at 4. I mean, just, getting acclimated, getting your role on. You got to get there early because of the parking. But you're graduating with our other cohort, which are business and entrepreneurship women. And so it just makes sense because we had 2 apprenticeship. That is a 13-week course that the grantors paid for. So if you say, hey, I'm tired of construction for a minute, but I would love to get in that business and entrepreneurship, please let me know, and I will help you get it in. Any questions? So remember, because you guys construction, you guys will march first, and they will be behind you. So it's all of the business and entrepreneurship. They all are ladies. No men jumped in this class. So we hope you feel comfortable. Hope you introduce yourself to them because they do have, most of them all have businesses. So if you want me to make that introduction, I'm happy. That's another thing that I'm going to start doing. If you say, hey, you got a minute, you can come to our other facilities and we can make that introduction, whether by Zoom or if you want to make it in person. It's a lot of opportunities for you. And so if there are any extra opportunities you're looking for, you can please feel free to call me. My door is always open. Any questions? Some of the areas are, you know, they not exactly, maybe if you live north, they not exactly close to north. They may be south suburbs, west side, but we have a mileage and transportation. You can get there by Uber. It'll pay for it, or you can just give me whatever your gas is and you can get paid for that too. So don't worry about transportation, don't worry about gas. But if you are coming to any of the grand openings, you have to be on the list because we have a lot of high profile people. And I kind of like need to know, you know, if you're coming and if you're doing a +1 or +2, make sure you let me know who your +1 or plus. If you cool with them, then I know they checked out. But make sure, you know, because when we had our grand opening here, we had Waka here. We had some other high-profile people, but at our other thing, we're going to have even more high-profile people. So we want to make sure you feel comfortable and they feel comfortable with you. Did anybody have any questions about graduation? Like robe? Did you get it? Because the longer you wait and they out of it, you won't be able to march.
You said you'll be able to help us get it?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to order the wrong thing.
Yeah, just tell me and I can order it for you.
And then I'll give you the money.
Yeah, I was
Not a
kind of thinking
problem.
the same thing.
And then I will make sure we have the right thing. And
If
so,
possible, I don't want to put too much on you.
no, we good. I can do that. We want to make sure that you come to graduation rehearsal because, like I said, if you don't feel comfortable marching, you don't feel comfortable, please let me know because this was not the easiest grant to get, but we want to make sure that we continue on to help people. So if you don't feel comfortable, let me know what you don't feel comfortable with. Does that make sense?
I have a conflict
Uh-huh.
on the 20th. So I thought graduation was on the 30th. The Marcus has a ceremony on the 29th. I won't be able to.
Yep, so it's nothing I can do. So you may have to, what time is this ceremony?
His is from 5 to 8.
Oh, ain't no way that.
Yeah.
I would just say this, let's see if we can work something out. Because the grantors expect for everybody to be, if they pay for you, you need to be in that graduation.
Yeah. What time do we walk?
We start marching at, if everybody get there, so make sure your guests get there. If everybody get there at 3, 4, we ready. I mean, by the time, so if you march and you sit in your seat, then, you know, when we call your name, then I can easily say you stepped out, but they will be able to see that you were there. So we can work out that.
Because he'll start at 5, right?
He'll start. Let me double check.
So you
He'll
can like
start
be
at
here for a
5.
little while. And I don't know how like the distance is though.
Yeah.
So anybody else have any conflict or any questions? Or just any concerns?
I have a question. Is the place wheelchair accessible?
5 to 8.
Oh, yeah, you can, yeah, it's wide, the door.
I have a friend who's in a wheelchair, so
Mhm.
she'll probably be attending.
Yeah.
And will the graduation be live streamed by chance or
Yes.
anything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you guys have any questions or about your robe, you don't want to wait till the last minute to order your robe. And so what happened You guys will order your robes too. Y'all order y'all robes too, because you'll just graduate with this class and then just finish up. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So
Hold
you
on,
guys,
say that again?
So
you still order your robe because you was in this class. You'll graduate with this class, but we'll just continue on. And you won't have 2 graduations. You'll have graduation with your peers.
I want two.
Oh, I mean, you still can have 2. You have 3. You can graduate as many times as you like.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right, cool.
yeah, you'll still. But I just wanted to give you guys that.
Well, I'm gonna need you to order mine and I'll give you mine.
All right, not a problem. So did anybody have any questions about graduation, about, we are practicing at the Kildare location. If you guys say, well, you can't make it, then we'll do a video, and then make sure you watch the video. Graduation is just 2-step. It's left, right, left, right. So we just want to make sure that we're in compliance. So if something is wrong, please don't let me know the day of. It's nothing that I can do. Did anybody have any questions? No? You guys got graduation. So you can invite anybody you like.
It's coming from Amazon, right?
Mhm.
So it's coming like 2 days, or if I get Amazon Express or whatever it's called, come like.
Yeah, but you don't want to
I'm
chance
gonna do it.
that,
I'm gonna do it.
because let me tell
We'll do
you,
it.
a lot of times those robes don't fit
Yeah,
right.
you have to get it
And you
remeasured.
have to, you don't want to do that. So we can just do it early. As a matter of fact, on Monday, we won't do drywall this Monday because I have an emergency, but we will do it the next Monday. So we actually going to drywall and finish that project, because the project that we supposed to start will be ready. So even though you finish and you guys need extra hands-on training, extra hours to train, it's wide open. You can come anytime. Just let me know what time you want to come so I can have the facility open. You can come at any time. You can work. You'll be working with experienced journey people. If you want to learn extra stuff, you'll be able to learn whatever. And you can keep working on projects until you feel comfortable. We'll have electricians there, plumbers there. You can work with whoever you like.
Is there gonna be an opportunity, in the construction field for any, like, administrative work? Like, would there be, like, to do, like, certified payroll? Do you know of anyone that needs help with anything like that?
So I think I told you guys, so where we headed now, we're headed to a whole apprenticeship academy. We already have the construction. We just got approved for community health workers. Our grant will be approved. We got office, so it'll be a whole apprenticeship academy. So it's opportunities to do payroll for everybody, work on whatever, sit and babysit facility. It's a lot.
Okay.
So it's an opportunity to make money if that's something you want to do. Any questions? Good?
Just about like, are you still having like the job fair with the?
We having a job fair. As a matter of fact, some of them they'll be at the graduation. So we're gonna have the job fair soon because they already saw you guys work. Some of the homework, so they already ready to. If you guys ready, they already know because you be graduating, getting your certification. You just tell me where you want to go, and they ready. I just want you guys to get a little more, just that's why this other project is important, because you can do it 2 days a week, you can do it 3 days a week. You can sharpen up your skill, and then this is governmental, so whatever you do on this project, this governmental, then you can actually get into federal contracts, state contracts. You said something, Floyd?
Yeah, I was about to ask, so when is the, he was talking about the job fair, when are we supposed to meet them, the people?
So, we working on it, so, they already around, so just the day I say they ready. We just needed to, you know, clean up some things, cause it's a lot of people ready. They even want to scoop you now, but I just like to make sure that you guys ready.
Okay.
Any questions? And I can always bring them, can you hear me there? I can always bring them anywhere, for them to interview you. Can you pass everybody one? Now, this is the homework stack. This is everything we've done up until the last week. So, if you know you're missing something, I'll be able to tell you. This is all what we've done. It's in weeks. You can go one by one. You can go 2 by 2. You got to make sure that you, why is it not mirrored?
Video.
Huh?
You want the video? That's what I shared last time.
Did everybody understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
So you already, it's a lot. And so a lot I've gotten from you guys, but it's a lot of y'all just stop sending me stuff. So the handy and stuff I got, I cannot give you because your certification is covered. So we opened up an office in where we got approved for Arizona. We already working on Wisconsin. We got approved for Indiana, Memphis. So say that you say, hey, I want to fly down there and work with blah, blah, blah. We'll pay for your flight. We'll pay for your hotel room. You fly down there, do your work, come back. You can do that. So we have, we opened up 5 other apprentices in 5 different states. So we eventually coming into the 50 states. So if it's something that you feel like you're missing, look at this really quick. Look it over real quick. If it's something you feel you're missing, you can call me because the transcript, we'll work on the transcripts next week. You'll have the transcript. You want to make sure your transcript have everything on it. If it's something that you did not do, I will help you. If you say, hey, I got a long way to go, then what I'll do is if you want extra opportunities to get this work done, you can do, some people not classroom. I will give you jobs and you can get it done as long as you complete the job. You can complete the job at your time, at your pace, as long as somebody's available to open up the building.
Wow.
That would probably be a good road for me.
Yeah, I mean,
But
you
I
know,
put
just
in a lot of sport. but
yeah,
I
just
felt
be true to
overwhelmed with it.
yourself. So if that's a role for you, I'll help you. You know, but the most important thing is I want to make sure that everybody get their certification because it's not just local; it's a nationally recognized certification, and we want to make sure you get it.
So when you mean open up the building, would it be different locations for?
Just gonna be after this. It's just gonna be one location.
No, I'm talking about for far as like the
The
extra-
work,
Yeah, the work.
yeah, one building, one
building.
location.
Okay.
You get it done. Nobody bother you. You can learn from other journeymen to be there. They'll meet you. If you want to say, hey, I want to practice doing this, they there for you. I want to do that, they there for you.
So hypothetically speaking, right? Even though a lot of stuff I don't have because I just started the class, of course. Just to say I want to say, okay, I don't want to do none of it. I want to just go to work.
Right. How much work we got to do?
Yeah, how much? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. We got to build a house. We do
If
it.
that's something you want to, because it's a lot of, and then in this project, not only is a lot of work in the building, we're gonna start purchasing the homes.
Okay.
We're working on tiny homes.
Okay.
So we're gonna start purchasing the homes from the village, and it's always gonna be something to do. So if you say, hey, I just wanna mop, whatever work you put in, it counts.
And
That's my luck, right?
You guys came in at a good time then.
and when like when can like we start?
After my emergency Monday, they'll let me know. Yeah, after the emergency Monday, it's a good emergency.
Okay.
It's actually the best. I mean, and I do hope that you guys do stick with me because it's the bomb.
Okay.
It's so many opportunities there that you can like, it's just endless. Even if you decide to say, hey, I want to create me something, I'll help you.
And one more thing, right? There's, forget the tab, forget the.
Don't say forget.
No, what I'm saying, like, let's say I say, okay, I don't want to do this. How much work do I?
This is 10 months.
It's 10 months?
But we can, if you work however diligently you work, we could, even if we cut it down, but you know, it's always something to do. So it's not like you ever gonna get bored if that's what you want to do. But, and then you take a picture of your own work.
Right.
We upload it in your portfolio to help you get more. It's like a no-brainer.
Okay.
And on this other project, men can't work, only women. Not this, it's
Right.
a lot of projects. But this other project, but men can't. I don't see how all the women gonna carry the drywall and stuff. So it's still something that,
No.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how they gonna do it. But so I just wanted you guys to know that
Okay.
there are other opportunities for you because I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Because sometimes men can feel overwhelmed, and the greatest thing is I don't want you to drop out
Right.
because there's so many opportunities, right? It's we have we just got blessed with well, we've always had it, but we got blessed with the Chicago Furniture Bank. And Chicago Furniture Bank is 48,000 square foot where you can take somebody there and you can get up to 3 rooms of furniture for $50. You could you can go back a couple of times, and so you have to be partnered with whoever I assign you to be partnered with. So now, if you take, say for instance, Deacon Outlaw, take the person, and they want 3 rooms of furniture, and they need, they told us, my cousin coming to help us, right? But their cousin actually don't come,
Right.
then that's work for you. So if you say, hey, I don't mind moving the furniture for you, I can actually take the person to the furniture bank. You just got to make sure that if you take them to the furniture bank, that they don't show out. Because if they show out, I can lose the contract.
Right.
You just got to say, hey, get your stuff, help them tag it with sticky notes. Make sure you go to their house the day before to measure and make sure that stuff fit.
Right.
So we have a lot of opportunities. So it's just up to you what you want to do.
Okay.
Do that make sense? That feel
Yeah.
good?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody cool with that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's go on because we should be done. So we can head on over to our Red Lobster lunch. Yeah, let me give it to you.
I'm working.
No, we're gonna do, next, we're gonna
We
do.
did a lot of class for y'all, right? You get it,
I didn't do the outline, but, this is, I'll just start hitting the one, that we're gonna talk about next.
Thank you.
I have one more question. So, I know we had certified test I was looking at the pre-OSHA test. What's the next step of getting the OSHA card? What test is that?
So then, I already have you set up,
Okay.
so I just gotta check your availability and be ready.
Okay.
Yeah, we got that in like a week.
So we all got what he's talking about?
Yeah, you guys got your OSHA cards already. So we'll help you guys get yours. We wanna talk about, what is that? We had 3 books, which were they? They were Psychology of Money,
Cry Like a Man.
Cry Like a Man, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
And so, these 3 books, if we haven't read them by now, we need to focus on the psychology of money. So, the psychology of money, can anybody just recap what you read so far about the psychology of money and then how you felt about reading it?
Well, when I read it, there was a lot of good points from all the chapters though. But I think I want to say chapter, I didn't even go through every line, but how they was breaking down the difference between the stock market
Yep.
and
That's
how people they do it wrong.
right.
You know how they do it wrong. They looking at instead of they looking for short term instead of the long game.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
sell
Easy
short.
money.
Yeah.
They sell real quick instead of waiting for the long term profit. They lose out on a lot of money like that.
Right.
Yeah, that was something that really stuck with me on that right there though.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Anybody have anything to ask? Psychology of money?
I just thought it was really well written. A lot of books, when they're books on investing and money, it's very much like analytical, and it's just very, sometimes you kind of get lost because there's so much in there, and it kind of sounds like that, I don't want to say legal mumbo jumbo, or like when a doctor's talking to you. This one was informative, but it was well written in like almost like an entertainment aspect. So I think because of the way that it was written, you get more out of it than if you were to read, just like a book about like investing. I like that one better than Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I liked Rich Dad Poor Dad a lot.
Yeah.
So I like that. So which book did you guys like the best?
I like Psychology of Money.
Really? You like Cry Like a Man best? I do too.
I honestly like Cry Like a Man a lot, but I can relate a lot to Rich Dad Poor Dad because my dad's kind of like the poor dad, where it's like, just get a job, this, and it's like the rich dad is trying to teach you how to make a long-term future, not just working day to day trying to survive, and that's kind of how my dad is. So
And that's what I'm trying to keep you guys from.
being like, I don't want to live that thing. Like, I want to be comfortable, where like y'all, like I can go out there, help somebody, not just help myself. That's how I feel.
That's some good stuff.
Yeah, that too. Like with Rich Dad Poor Dad, I've been read that years ago. But with that, he show you how to like he say you have money long term, but Psychology of Money, they break down every area of money.
So is it a book that anybody that did not like?
You recommend good books.
So they were good books. So they were all. So all of these are keepers.
Yeah.
So did you see your childhood in any book?
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
And Cry Like a Man.
Man, Cry Like a Man for most men, because like in the society, you get taught that you're a boy, don't cry, you're a man. A lot of us have been told that as youngsters.
So why do you think they tell boys to not cry? It make them too tough. Should a man cry? Can a man cry?
That's okay.
Yeah. I think so, they should.
Do any of y'all cry?
I've cried before.
Really? I gotta believe you one day. You cried before?
Yeah, I'm saying I've cried plenty times.
Oh, you did. But let me say, so when men cry, do you guys cry like people see you, or do you guys cry like don't nobody like behind?
Personally,
I just shed a tear or something.
Really? You don't
No,
look
but
like
I don't cry.
period. You have never you've cried.
Yeah, of course.
But you don't cry
I
in
can't
front
remember
of-
the last time I cried.
But do you cry in front of people?
I don't know, I guess it's some manly thing not to.
my mom taught.
For me,
I don't know if I learned this from my mom or somebody, but it was like never let them see you in your weakest. So like if I had children, I wouldn't want my children to see me cry or anything, But as a
But
mental,
why do we associate crime with weakness?
I don't know.
I don't think it's that.
Y'all men do. Is that
Well, I
right?
don't think it's.
I got it put to me like this when I was younger, and I probably failed or something, and I started crying, and I get asked this question: am I a man or a mouse? So I
Who
responded.
asked you that question? Your dad?
One of my uncles.
Your mom said, "Are you a man or a mouse?" Or are you a man or mouse?
Man or a mouse?
What that mean? I mean,
I just said a man. I said a man, and he said, well, act like it.
do that again. How you do it?
He had to swallow.
Like transform stuff. Really? That's all. Anybody else had that experience as a man?
Well,
I
I
don't
think,
know.
Go ahead.
well, I think just coming up here when, especially if you have like older brothers like I do, and uncles, and you crying, just not saying that makes you weak, but they looking at it from other people. Oh, he crying. Oh, get him. Let's get him. He down. Let's get him.
Yeah,
You
he
know what
down
I'm
at his
saying?
weakest moment.
And
He-
it's
he
not.
getting
It's,
out.
I'm just saying, but that's how other people may look at it.
Yeah.
I may cry in front of him, and he may go, man, yeah, I got this dude. Yeah, he just showed something that.
Wait a minute, where did that come
You-
from?
no, but I'm
Is
saying-
that a code of the street?
No, I'm just saying, but that's probably
Well,
how.
how do we know this?
You don't know. It's just on the person though. It's on
Uh-huh.
you. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, is that a cultural thing? Because I saw a white man outside crying the other day.
I've never seen my
With
dad.
his
some,
buddies.
some people are just emotional people, and they will just
I've only seen my
express
dad.
No, you guys just said white people do that. No,
Yeah,
I don't
they
think
do.
it's a cultural thing. I think that men hide their emotions and men are not honest when they hurt.
My dad real old school.
Wait, hold on.
I wanted to ask a question, but I'll ask it after I say this. One of the most painful things that has ever happened to me as it relates to my dad, who is just stone, okay, was when my sister was dying of breast cancer, and that was like both my mom and dad's favorite order. And how he sat in that hospital and just refused to share his emotions and cry. And from that day, that was 2011, to this day, he's really never acknowledged the kind of pain that he has suffered because of the loss of his daughter. And that was so painful to me to watch him grieve in silence as though, you know, he didn't have the right to really grieve about that. You know, that was really painful.
The way I see it is if you hold that strength, as a man or a woman, if
That
you
wasn't strength to me.
Yeah, that's not
That was
strength.
not
Because as
strength.
a man or a woman, if you hold that stuff in, it can only explosively come out one day. Like,
Exactly.
that's why you gotta find, even if it ain't crying, you gotta find some kind of healthy outlet to get
Yeah.
that stuff out. I'm not.
Yeah.
So what would be a healthy outlet for a man
It depends on the man.
to divert from crime? What could be a healthy outlet?
Like for me, like if I'm emotional, I go jog or something. But to get back to the doctor's point, some people, even men and women, like a person not crying from their family doesn't mean they don't feel no type of way. You gotta let them deal with it how they want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Because like when my mom passed, I didn't cry until like weeks later. It wasn't that I wasn't sad about it, but at the end of the day, let me deal with how I want to deal with it. I don't need to cry in front of my family to show y'all that I miss my mom. That's nothing. Anybody could cry, but I don't need to cry in front of nobody to show that I miss my mom.
So
Let
do
me
you
deal
think
with
you
how I wanna
guys
deal
are
with it.
conditioned? I think it's
Probably
conditioned.
in certain ways.
Society conditioned men. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So in 2023? 2021, I came back from vacation, and one of the executives at work, during the time that I was gone, it came out that his 7-year-old son had brain cancer. And this was something that the child was fine one day, and the next day you're getting this news. And the first time that I had seen him when he came back to the office, I was like, can I give you a hug? And he was like, yeah. When I hugged him, he broke down. He was just sobbing. And I was just like, it's okay, let it out. And somebody else had came, and this was while we were at the office, and they were like, oh, everything's gonna be okay, don't cry. And while he was in my arms sobbing, I said, don't say that to him. This is a child who he could potentially be burying in the future, which the child is fine now. They made it through. But I turned around and I told him in front of him, and then I took the person to the side afterwards, and I said, not unless you've been through something like that, don't you ever say that. It's so sad that in society, it is so frowned upon that a man can't even show emotion for a child without judgment.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. So that was key. So is it safe to say that a lot of men's mental health is affected because you guys show little to no emotion?
What you mean is by mental health?
mental health, like you hold a lot of things in.
But also too,
I don't think it got nothing to do with it.
You don't know? It do.
I think it played a part.
It can.
it can.
It can. It
But
can.
not for everybody.
Yeah, not for everybody, but I'm just saying. So,
I guess it depends on
what?
the trauma you've been through.
Yeah, what are some of the ways? Have any of you males ever seen your father cry?
Only once.
And how was that? Your father crying?
I was crying in front of my mom upstairs. They were fighting. I ran away from the house.
How'd you feel seeing your father cry?
I felt bad. I was only like 5 or 6 years old.
But that had to stick in your mind because you can remember.
Yeah, it's the only time I've seen him cry.
Really? One time.
2 times. Second time was when he came to Arkansas to see me in jail, but they wouldn't even let him see me. So he had to drive all the way back to Chicago. This is when my mom stabbed me over pizza or whatever. But, that's neither here nor there.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you were able to say it. You said you saw your father cry when?
Like around Ready Day.
Oh,
A couple
really?
times with thefts.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you feel? You didn't.
Too young to really
Too early
process.
to-
2 years to process. It's my dad crying. That's good. Yeah, because most of the people don't have any memory. Anybody else saw their dad
I
cry?
ain't never seen that.
I did one time, but I don't really know how to explain it. He was involved in a hit and run. Yeah, somebody had hit him, and he was in the hospital. And when he was coming back to himself, like he was getting everything back, he was for like about a week. He was like real emotional. So like he just started talking, and then just started crying, and telling me how much he loved me, and all that. But that was the only time.
So how did that make you feel?
I mean, it kind of, because my sister was there too, and she was like, I'm glad you're here, because Daddy keep crying. I'm like, crying?
So you just said, Daddy keep crying. What does that mean?
I think,
Like you don't know what to do with your strong father crying?
This is the reason why I agree with what you said, because like he's been through a lot, penitentiary, like a lot of years of prison, and as far as I've known, he's just always been a solid rock. So logically, I'm thinking like from all those years, keeping those emotions locked in at his vulnerable state in his mind, they was just all coming out.
Wow, I believe it. And so, especially, yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to know why the title of the book is Cry Like a Man. So what did you get out of that title, and how did it impact you as far as what you went into it before you read the book and then after you're done?
That it's okay
How
to
did
feel.
it transform your thoughts?
That it's okay to feel even as a man. That's how I pretty much looked at it.
Well, I felt like it was all right to cry as a man. In I think 2009, I lost my grandmother, and like I was stone rock hard, solid, go to funerals, don't cry, and like when she passed, I didn't even cry. I got like 200-300 feet away from the casket, going to the casket, and I just couldn't see no more. Yeah, my eyes, there was so much water I couldn't even see.
It just took you over. So, thank you. I thank you guys for being honest and transparent. One of the things that women can be stoic too, especially if you're the oldest and you are charged with everybody, so you charged with everybody's emotions, everybody's behavior. The first time I saw my father cry was the weirdest thing, because I had imagined him being, my mind was saying, this is the strongest man that I've ever met in my life. And to see my father outside just breaking down crying made me feel, as a daughter, I felt helpless. And I felt helpless and mad. Because I wanted, first thing I said was, who made my father cry? And I think one of the reasons why my brothers were so tough, because they never really saw my father emotional. My father hid everything. If something hurt, you would never see him cry or express it, but to see my father cry that day, it kind of like made me happy that he released it, and made me sad all at the same time, because I think men suffer in silence. I think you guys suffer in silence, because who can you be your authentic self around? Who can you be your true self without saying? I don't think a man can say, hey, I'm having this problem and I feel like crying. You can't say that to another man, is that correct? Or can you?
I can.
You can? Really?
Definitely.
Yeah.
You just gotta have that bond with that person.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
And gender doesn't really matter.
Oh, gender doesn't matter. I'm glad you said that. So you feel you could just...
But it does matter in some cases. You can't tell a woman everything. So
Wait,
naturally
go
you
back
just
there.
tell your, like Jose, I feel like I could tell Jose everything. So
So do you think you feel like because you are over the football that you could cry in front of him?
yeah, without being judged, yeah.
Really? Do you feel like you can cry in front of him without being judged? You said John to go poke fun.
I would.
You were like, man, Jose, man up, man.
Yeah, depending on the situation, yeah.
And I'm not that dumb where like I'm ignorant of what was going on.
Like the setting or like the situation, like we know how serious it'll get.
But let me ask you guys a question since y'all throwed it out there. Can you cry in front of a man and hug too? Or is that too much?
My homie was still
Because I don't see y'all men hugging like, I always see hug like, hey, what's up, bro? I don't never see. Where's the vulnerable side of men?
I mean, I had a best friend that was like a brother, so if he was still here today, I definitely, that's the person that I'd be able to cry in front of.
And you'll cry on his shoulder?
Yeah, that's my homie, that's my bro,
Okay.
that's everything.
Okay, but is that safe for any of you? I know that ain't safe. What about you, Caesar? Y'all tough as rocks.
I'm the same like him. It's gotta be a long time that I know him for to be that bond like that.
Go through that things.
One cry since I was probably 10.
So where's all that bottle up tears? Where does it go? You don't cry for no reason. I've never
It
seen
goes
you
to
cry.
the gym, the football field.
No, it's honest. I've never seen my husband cry
Some
as
people
long
drink,
as I.
smoke.
Now my son, yeah, my husband, no.
Have you been through any trauma at all?
Yeah, he been through a lot of
Then you
still
know
no.
stuff.
I lost,
No, I
I
don't
lost
think
my
you been
Everybody
brother
has their own trauma.
and my grandmother the same year.
Yeah,
Maybe 2 months apart.
yeah, that's pretty much how it was. My auntie and best friend was literally 2 months apart. The only thing
So
was-
do men talk about pain? And
No.
so if it was pain on the table, what kind of pain would you guys talk about to each other if we wasn't here? Like pain.
Only
Pain.
pain I can really talk about is murder, because I've lost plenty of people to death. So death, I'm okay with. Everybody got to go one day. That's natural. But when someone takes somebody away from you,
It make you mad. So you're still angry.
one of the persons locked up for 50 years, the other guy's dead. So,
So do you think you could talk to your
oh, they're gonna say the guy. With who? My classmates?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not over it, but I'm in
No, you're not over
a proper state of mind.
Yeah, but you're not over it. I don't think that's something you can really get over that fact. And what about pain? Can you talk about any type of pain to men and feel comfortable if you don't know them or you have to know them?
I don't know them.
Oh, now if you don't know them.
If you don't know, I mean, depending like exactly who it is, like if they could just talk about it freely and not knowing like that's something that's private to you and not open to anybody else. But yeah.
As a woman sitting here listening to you all, it's frustrating to me to hear the men continuously follow these norms. Yeah, because in life we are all human. We have different genders, but the emotions of whatever we encounter is the same. And with your lack of vulnerability, it leaves, like, I am a single mother, and although his father exists, it's almost like the same ordeal, like you fall back. And that leaves the weight for a female to have to try to raise a male, because you have so many males that saying, I'm staying back, I ain't doing nothing, I ain't doing. And it becomes so painful, because I'm actually just really coming out of these phases with my 19-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
But to hear you all comfortably accept a role of not being accountable to yourself, to your community, to your brethren, it's frustrating, because you have accepted that it's okay not to do it. It's okay not to put the work in. And he can hear from you and learn from you. He can hear from you and learn from you. But because it's like, no, we ain't gonna cross them boundaries because of something at 7. When you a grown man now and know that you're not less of a man because you get to speak. You're not less of a man because you get to be vulnerable with somebody else. But it's so frustrating because it leaves that weight to the woman.
Yeah. I think it's frustrating for women everywhere.
But not all men are like that, though.
Yeah.
No, but it's,
You're right.
listen, sweetheart, I am in life for real. It has been very few men that has actually stepped up and did something. And those probably are the individuals that are in non-for-profit organizations that have a heart to do it and went out and put themselves in a space to be exposed, for children to be exposed to them. But here at this table, you got all of these men, not one said, yeah, I'm doing it. Like, a young brother come, I don't care, I'm sharing. He come to me, it's like, no. And Jay said that too. He wants to open up a program for males in which they get to share. He wants to call it the oh my God.
Like a youth center, right?
But no, not a youth. He wants men to be able to, the cave. He wants to call it the cave.
Oh.
And that's why we having a conversation.
Because he's going through these things, but any man that he reach out to, it's a barrier, it's a block. And so now that's where he becomes in that space where he has to be that. But knowing dang gone well, he don't want to be that. He wants to be able to say, hold on, that hurted, or was I supposed to go through that? Or because I went through that, how can I expect to, have hope after? No, but shut up about it. Because this man that I turn to look at me and wipe his hands. This man that I turn to look at, and it's on the surface conversation.
So you honest, that's where because you can go on the work site and have these conversations in the break room and have these conversations. It's important to have the conversations because you want to always make sure where your coworkers stand, where people stand. And we're living in a society, like Latrice said, it is what it is. Men are very close to a lot of their emotions, which make younger men more closed. And that's one of the reasons why the prison rate's so high. They have no how could you just get out there and kill somebody and don't care that you've taken a life? That's all have to do with sharing our emotions. And a lot of men are not very comfortable in saying, and guess what? Here's the real big thing. Relationships suffer when you guys don't share or when you guys don't talk. You talk to your bros, but you don't talk to maybe your wife or your girlfriend or your fiance. And so it is, Cry Like a Man is one of the greatest books that will help us get our emotions back, and not only our emotions, maybe our language. Maybe we need to have these conversations, especially on the construction field, because you're going to hear a lot of men share their sentiments, and women, we may not agree, but the greatest thing is we respect each other, right? And we appreciate each other. So that was an excellent conversation. Let's take a 5-minute break. Or, yep, we had chips, or not 5 minutes, what time is it? I'm sorry. Let's take a
5:38.
10-minute break.